Don and I didn't come up with an exact title, but for our theme for tonight, but I think Oceans of Change is the one from all the things we've been talking about and preparing for tonight. So, and the metaphor of ocean is like there's an ocean of our Sangha here that we've come together and through practice and practicing here in the Zoom and together is maybe allowing the waves, this kind of water element to just wash over, just to clear space for us. So the meditation we have planned is around the 5 elements, and water being one of them. And then, but to begin, I'm going to invite us to move a little bit. So if you'd like, check in with your body and see if there's any movement your body wants to do, and with the intention of connecting to your body and feeling feeling your body, and then sensing that a bunch of our alphabet siblings are also doing this right now, trying to connect through our body in a way that's supporting and appreciating it as it is. And then from here, if you'd like, I'll invite some movement just for the next 5 or 10 minutes, if you want, to different parts of our body. So if you want to move your shoulders, maybe making gentle circles with your shoulders. And if another movement wants to arise, or no movement, or if you want to change your posture, if you're sitting or lying down or standing, just honoring where your body is needing right now. And so if you're turning your shoulders, go in the opposite direction now. And if it's available, if you want, find your breath. Maybe your breath gets deeper on the inhale as you bring opening to your chest and your collarbones, and sort of exhale, and sort of like a protection of our chest, our heart. Okay, so from here, if you'd like some movement for the wrists, so if you want, making circles for your wrists, and find your breath if that's available, or feel your feet, just something to bring us back to this moment as you circle your hands and wrists in the other direction. So a lot of us spent a lot of today typing and stuff, so it's just kind of appreciating our wrists and our hands. And then up and down with the wrists and hands, like you're revving a motorcycle. Just up and down with your wrists, if you wish. Yeah, never pushing past any pain or anything. Yeah, and then if you want to go side to side with your hands and wrists. Right. And then, so relax and release your hands, and just pause and take in the sensations of your hands, if you'd like. And hands are cold or warm, tingly, sore. And if you'd like, some gentle movement for the spinal column, if that feels good for you. For those of you who've taken a yoga yoga class, the cat stretch, cat-cow, sometimes it's called. So you could do it sitting or lying down and just creating some fluidity in the spine. So if you want, bending your chin, your head down, and then bringing your head up. And if you want to bring your shoulders back and opening your collarbones or chest and throat. And exhale the opposite direction, curling down, the shoulders come forward. And just to create some movement in the spine if that is available to you and feels good. There's really no wrong way, and the spine actually doesn't move that much, but it's important to keep the fluidity of your spine. And so even if you're lying down and don't have much space to do this movement, you could imagine that fluidity in your spine. If that's available, that feels good. So a couple more times. And we'll do it with the breath. Inhale as your head comes up and your chest is open, and exhale as you curl down. And kind of like a guarding of your chest, but also metaphorically connecting the mind and the heart as we bend down. It's always connected, but a lot of the goal of practice is to bridge mind and heart. All right, so the next time your head comes up, I want you to bring it back to neutral. And if you want to shrug and roll your shoulders again. And then one last movement for the feet. And so I'll invite us 1 foot at a time if it's available, if you'd like, to outstretch one leg and make gentle circles with your foot and ankle. As you wish, we'll go in one direction. In the other direction. Just kindness and gentleness and appreciating, if it's available, it's appreciating our feet and ankles. And if you want to point and flex your foot, pointing the toes away and then pointing them in. If you want, synchronize it with the breath. Inhale as you point your toes in one direction, and then exhale as you point them in the other. And you might notice if you're doing this, that it's creating movement all throughout the leg muscle. So there's movement in your calf and thigh, hamstrings, knees. Sweet. And then circle the same foot a couple more times in whatever direction. And then as you're ready, you'll relax and release this foot. And then pause for a moment and notice the difference from one foot to the other. If you don't notice anything, that's totally fine. If you do, it's interesting that we haven't physically rearranged anything in the body. It's just the power of mindfulness, what happens when we bring awareness in a kind, loving way. So if you wish, let's move the other leg, so extending it or letting the foot rest on the ground, on the bed, whatever it's resting on, and then gently rotate this foot and ankle in one direction. And then the other direction. just foot and ankle a couple more times in whatever direction. And maybe as you rest this foot, there's another movement that wants to happen in your body, stretching. Maybe there's a part of your body that wants to yawn. Just to come into relative stillness. We're never perfectly still. This movement always happening in your body. So if you're making bigger movements with your body, do that. Otherwise, for the next 15 minutes or so, we'll come into a relatively still practice, a stationary practice. So your eyes can be open or closed, or open and closed at whatever time during this practice. If your eyes are open, just allowing them to relax, and if they need to look around, let them look around for sure. Otherwise, just bringing our attention a little more or a lot more inward. You might notice the lingering of sensation from the movements that were practiced. You may have highlighted some unpleasant physical sensations, highlighted pleasant physical sensations, or neutral physical sensations. All these are kind of conditions of the mind. We're more than our bodies, yet the only way we connect to that deep knowing is with our bodies. There are more than our body's existence is by connecting with the elements of space and earth and air and fire and water. I'll guide us through those elements, and if it's useful listening to the words, it's not, maybe finding in something else neutral to pay attention to. Otherwise, I'll guide us through these 5 elements, these 5 experiences that connect us to the more than human, starting with space. There's, of course, the outer space, the outer expanse, and but I invite you to notice the space around your body. Maybe become aware of the space even in your room, and touching into that space. You can maybe sense it underneath your arms, the space between your arms and your torso, or space between your toes, or again, the space around your body or your room. And how that's connected to the space outside of your dwelling, your home. That's a vast space, plains, vast spaces. These vast spaces are connected to Earth, second element. The earth underneath us, the earth and minerals, the same minerals and mountains, and what are sometimes called our oldest ancestors, the rocks. The same minerals are the same as our bones, same composition. You might sense your bones, and if it's available, you might sense your thigh bone, the biggest bones of our body. It's kind of grounding that we are of the earth. And the third element of air. And the air, like with our breath. And our breath connects to trees, oxygen, carbon dioxide. And this air, this breath that we breathe animates our bodies and animates the world. Maybe there's a sense of refuge you can feel in your own breath and the air that sustains, creates part of life. Air that doesn't judge, that nurtures and cleanses with each in and out breath. And the element of fire. Air is needed for fire and to fire the cells in our body, and fires that warm us, our body, and create energy, heat. You might touch into that warmth, that heat. We're automatically making warmth all the time. There's a fire, there are emotions like anger enliven us, and sometimes we need this fifth element of water to cool. So much of our bodies are water. So much of our earth is water, bodies, and oceans. And again, not much separation. Water, the biggest oceans, the highest lakes, and rivers, and the rivers of our veins that carry blood, the lifelines of the earth, rivers crossing lakes to oceans and back. So maybe there's some tension in the body that we can imagine the water taking away, flowing away, or maybe it needs fire to be blown away or grounded, or needs space to be, not to be held onto by our minds, bodies. We'll be in silence for about 5 minutes and connect to whatever is kind and loving, and creating space for things to do what they do, arise and pass away. And the practice of coming back to your body, your breath, this moment, and this Sangha, this group of people that are here practicing, connecting to these elements. There's an element that you're connecting to. No right or wrong. Which of the elements can you touch into right now? We'll start to gently come out of the meditation. Let's take our time and notice the state of being you've created, that we've created together. And if you wish, I'll invite you to a little bit of movement of your body. We'll start with the feet, the toes. You wiggle your toes or circle your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Maybe that yawning in your body. Imagine you could yawn, or get a deep breath, or stretch in any way. Circle your shoulders. Gently move your head and your neck. Hands, wrists. And I'll invite this chime 3 times and just to signal the end of our practice. So you might come back to relative stillness again. So thank you for your practice. So if you fell asleep or still asleep, enjoy your nap.